Okay, you guys, so I'm getting this video a little bit late to you. I apologize for that. My internet just decided to take a vacation for the next few days, so I wasn't able to upload anything, but you guys are going to keep watching it, I hope, so you guys rock. Okay, so let's talk some strain. Continuing on our saga of the strain, we now have established in the previous episode that Satrakian's like, we are going to war. And like the Hobbit trailer, they've decided they're all going to war, essentially against the vampire menace. And what I really liked in this episode is this is really the first time they say the word vampire. And it's kind of in a joking sense, where Satrakian's like, they are going to blah 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 take over the world, and cats and dogs are not going to be happy, and blah blah blah. And then Satrakian says all of that, and then F replies just kind of in this like tone that if somebody told you that there was a vampire menace attacking, you'd probably do the same face. He kind of just sat there like this and went, like a vampire? And I don't know, just the way he did it, I mean, he did it better than me, but just the way he did it was priceless, because I was like, yeah, vampires. We've established by now that these vampires are hardcore enough to really just sort of be believable. And I like that the vampire war has started, and I've talked several times about my favorite scene in The Strain, the first book, one of my favorite scenes anyway, and it's that scene in the shed where they're going and F has the nail gun and Satrakian's got his sword and F has the phone, because essentially that is the first time the world is going to see The Strain. And they did change it, because for some reason in this adaptation the internet's down, but in the book it was more, that is how the world started getting this rumor of a vampire menace. And so I'm going to be really curious to see where they go with that. But I love how they did it, that tension where you hear the noises, where you hear the outside of the shed, and then they look and they know that's where their target is. And as they open the door, they're not immediately attacked. Just the tension that they build, it's just like, I love the tension in this episode, and F is going with his camera and his nail gun, and Satrakian's like, shoot it, shoot it, shoot her! And he shoots him up, and just the way that the tension builds into this climax, it was awesome. I'd really say that was the highlight of the episode, and I was glad that it was, because I didn't want it to be the sucky part of the episode. Mostly, though, we're kind of seeing these characters realizing that these vampires are there. F is now kind of a criminal of sorts as they're looking at him, because they saw them dragging the dead vampire body. Does he look like a monster of any kind on cameras? No, he looks like a dude that F is just dragging across the floor. So that's what they're seeing. They're not seeing that incident in the basement. And I like that sort of tension, that you realize that people won't necessarily immediately believe you, especially in modern day with special effects, even though there's no physical way someone could CGI something that realistic in a couple hours. So I like that they're building that, and then you get to see Nora go to her mother, and that's just really touching. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was touching, where you see the mom saying like, I want to go home, and you get that really deep human story. I also liked, in this episode, you got to see a lot more vampire. A lot of these episodes so far have been like a little bit, like a glimpse. This one really full on out. I mean, Fett goes into the sewer, and out of nowhere, like a bunch of them. Like, they never really showed a bunch of these dead passengers. They've kind of just forgotten about them. It's been like the lawyer lady who wants to eat her kids. the guy and the shed and all that stuff. But when Fett goes into the sewer and he's looking around, and don't lie to me, you all had your oh shit moment when you see the vampire round the corner, and then you see like 10 of them come around the corner, and Fett and everybody else who was watching that all went, nope, nope, nope. I don't know about you, but the second that I'm in the sewer where they're supposed to just be rats because he's kind of walking all cool, and then the second you see like a human that doesn't look quite human, yeah, no, done. This episode is the definition of tension building. Like, you see that tension and it pays off, but at the same time, you know that if you were watching this on Netflix, you're just like, next episode, right now, right now, right now. And unfortunately, because we're watching it as it comes out, we can't do that. And one thing I wanted to touch on at the end of this video here, or end-ish, is that the Holocaust videos. The Holocaust flashbacks, I definitely am sold on. I know some people probably won't be because they want to get on with the story, but the Satrakian background, that tension, is just so eerie and so creepy in that Holocaust camps. I mean, Holocaust is scary enough, let alone the master sneaking around with his cloak and just, I don't know, the idea that you're sleeping and you know that behind you there's this demonic monster just feasting on your friends. It was so scary, and the tension was perfect. I don't know why, just as a critic type thing, the way his coat flapped was unnatural, and it worked for me. Okay, guys, another solid episode. Next week, I think that we're definitely going to start getting more of the people are realizing these vampires are real. The way they're pacing the show out, I can't quite tell where it's going to go. If you have my theory, the next episode's going to be, most of it at least, convincing. Like F trying to convince people. And I think that we're going to definitely have more Fett showing up in the coming week, where Fett is like, there are some freaky ass things in this sewer. I need to figure out what they are, or you need to figure out what they are, or whatever. But I definitely think that Fett is going to be that sort of story. F is going to try and convince people, and he's going to join back up with Satrakian, and we're going to definitely see more of Satrakian fighting the vampires throughout the episode. I think that's where going to be the pacing. He's going to be broken up from story drama to action, and then we're going to get some flashbacks with the Master, which I got to tell you guys, if you haven't read the books, oh, it gets pretty intense. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think of this episode, and what do you think is going to happen next. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you guys.